Two, three, four.
I was born by the river in a little tent, and oh, just like the river I've been running ever since. It's been a long time coming, but I know a change gonna come. Oh, yes it will. It's been too hard to live it, but I'm afraid to die, 'cause who knows what's up there beyond the sky. It's been a long time coming. I know, but I know a change gonna come. Oh, yes it will. And then I go to my brother, and I say, brother, help me please. And he winds up knocking me back down on my knees. Whoa, there've been times that I thought, whoa, I wouldn't last too long, but now I think I'm able to carry on. It's been a long time coming, but I know a change gonna come. Oh, yes it will. Oh, yes it will. It's gonna change. It's gonna change. Oh, yes it will.
Our partners at BetOnline continue to be the #1 source for all your betting needs and sports info. Hey y'all, it's your man Lloyd Spence, and look, you can find all of the latest sports developments, including updated odds on the NBA and NHL playoffs, Major League Baseball, fights, and even next season's NFL futures, all at BetOnline, because BetOnline is your continued source for all your sports wagering needs, including live betting and your favorite Vegas casino and poker games. So, very easy. It's very, very easy. All you have to do is go to the website today and use your mobile device to join and use our promo code BELIEVE, BLEAV, to receive your 50% welcome bonus on your first deposit. Just go to BetOnline. It's where the game starts.
Popcorn World.
Popcorn World. Can I make you move now? Yes, I can. So you can get this move in a bag of a can. Put the big Robin World and the holes in your hand. Popcorn World. 250 flavors gonna make you smile. 250 flavors gonna make you smile. 250 flavors gonna make you smile. I said popcorn make you smile. Ah. Popcorn World. Popcorn World. Popcorn World. It's a popcorn world. It's a popcorn world. Popcorn.
What's that saying? Breaking down the rumor and smiling out. Speaking for the people who must go around. Taking truth to power with the whisper and the shout. We're talking noise. Oh yeah, talking noise. Hey yeah, say it again, say we're talking noise. Yeah, talking noise. Really don't have time to fool around. Number noise keeps us lined up. When truth divine, the sound that you hear is a sign of success. We're talking noise. Oh yeah, talking noise. Yeah, picking up all the same. We're talking noise. Oh yeah, yeah, yeah. Talking noise. Say it again. We're talking noise.
Welcome to Talkin NOIZ, the daily podcast that brings you up to speed and keeps you informed about real issues affecting real people. With your host, Mr. Talkin NOIZ himself, Lloyd Spence. His beautiful wife, Mrs. Noise, Kenyatta Spence. The ever-informed Brother Noise, Alan Brown. And yours cordially, Uncle Noise, Shake Anderson. Come on in and join us as we reveal and opine today's most pressing issues. Real truth while having real fun. Talkin NOIZ is in your house right now. So sit back and enjoy Talkin NOIZ.
I'm a young black man doing all that I can to stand. Oh, but when I look around and I see what's being done to my kind, every day I'm being hunted as prey. My people don't want no trouble. We've had enough struggle. I just wanna live. God protect me. I just wanna live. I just wanna live.
Days like this are becoming way more common than it should. And it's frustrating. It pisses you off. It's just bad, man. And I'm tired of the excuses, as I know you are as well. Talkin NOIZ family. I'm tired of the oh well, you know, this isn't a gun. No, man, we got a problem in this country. We got real problems in this country right now, and we need real solutions. And the reality is, we got to stop. And I'm mad at myself today too. I'm gonna make a full confession on something today, because I've been so busy on a project that I'm working on that I let the voting day slip up on me today. And I didn't get a chance to vote in these primaries. And I don't even, to be honest with you, I don't even know who was running. I've been that consumed with what I'm doing. But that's part of the problem. I'm so consumed with my life and my situation and what I'm going through that I'm not paying attention to humanity like I should. And then I'm angry when these type of things happen. But I have a right to be angry, because the reality is these things shouldn't be happening. These things should not be happening. Nobody should be going to an elementary school. Nobody should be going to any school. But an elementary school, what beef could you have possibly had with an elementary school? This is Talkin NOIZ. We have a different show planned for today, but we can't come on the air and ignore the obvious, which is right here in the state of Texas. We've had a horrific situation unfold today, in that a murder, not even a murder, a massacre has taken place in our Texas state community of Uvalde, Texas, where this is even hard to even say out your mouth and understand that you're really making a real statement. A young man by the name of Salvador Ramos killed 14 students and a teacher today at an elementary school. But before that, he shot his grandmother in the head on his way to the school. And he was in a shootout with Border Patrol agents before barricading himself inside the school building. It's unbelievable. I mean, This is not the America I remember. You know, I right before we got on the air tonight. My grandmother, my great grandmother, well, my grandmother, my kid's great grandmother. They call her Gigi. That's why I said her great grandmother. But my grandmother called me and she said, "Are you okay?" And I said, "Yeah, Grandma, we're fine." She said, "I heard Texas. That's all I heard. Where is it from you? Is it near you?" She shouldn't have to ask that question. This shouldn't even be happening. I was able to confirm to her that no, this wasn't near me. This didn't happen near me. What is it going to take in our society for us to finally decide that life is more important than our liberties? Well, I have a right to own a gun. You do have a right to own a gun. You don't have the right to just randomly kill people. And who are we selling these rights to? But I feel like we're a broken record at this point. I feel like we're just repeating. We just did this show. We just did this show 2 weeks ago. This ain't a replay show. This is a replay show. We just did this show. We're live tonight, ladies and gentlemen. We are live on May 24th, 2022. We're live. Guess what we're talking about? Horrific shooting in America again. This is ridiculous. This is at some point, a society has to value itself more than it values its liberties. At some point, a society has to value life more than it values its liberties and freedoms. Because guess what? Without just simple, basic, foundational life, the liberties don't mean a whole lot. That's the reason why we fought for the liberties. It doesn't say liberty, life, and the pursuit of happiness. It says life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness. Before you can get to liberty or the pursuit of happiness, you have to have life. Life's kind of an important component to this whole formula. And if we don't value life, this gun control is hard. It's this hard. The most horrific shooting in the history of Texas. Possibly the third most horrific shooting, deadliest shooting since the 2012 Sandy Hook, or where 20 children and 6 staff were killed, or the 2018 Parkland shooting, where 14 high school students, 3 adult staff were killed in Parkland, Florida. At what point do we decide that this I don't know, man. I don't know. I don't know what we are anymore. I don't know who we are anymore. I don't know. Mama Noise, you're here with me right now. I'm sure the crew is en route. Help me make sense of any of this.
Well, I was online with several other. I'm usually a person who works in the front office in the past, but in education, I've had, when there's secretary needs to go to lunch or something like that, I work the front office. And we're all trying to figure out how he got in the building, because the buildings are locked from the inside out. So you can't just walk up and pull the door. And every school has a camera to show who it is who's trying to get in the building. So we're trying to figure out, how did this man get in the building with this young man, get in the building with this weaponry past the locked doors. And then they interviewed, CNN interviewed like this, someone in law enforcement that said, I couldn't believe that he was trying to pass it off on COVID, but he was saying that, that after COVID or during the pandemic, we got lax because of the 1 minute protocol is at home learning, 1 minute it's in school learning. And so we stopped doing the lockdown practices that we do monthly, in rotation in each school. And I'm going, so you're trying to tell me
Lockdown practices?
You're trying to tell me that the lockdown practices that we do monthly is the reason why this man was able to get in the building?
But that shouldn't be a thing. That shouldn't be a thing that we have. Think about what I don't listen. I understand what he attempted to say, but that's a horrible excuse. Because lockdown practices should not be a thing. Our kids should not have to, my pastor Dave Chappelle, again, a genius in his own right, talked about this. And he said, if we're in here practicing lockdown procedures, aren't we practicing this in front of the shooters? Don't you think they're listening to the lockdown procedures?
Well, isn't that what happened with Parkland, where the guy, he pulled the fire alarm and knew that they were all going to come running out of the building?
That's not addressing the problem.
Right.
Lockdown procedures is not addressing the problem. The problem is the problem. The problem is that an 18-year-old kid had semi-automatic rifles,
like
a handgun that he was posting on the internet like it was nothing, like it was just a regular old day. I look at my guns. I'm out here, y'all. I'm posting my guns. He's posting mags and rifles on the internet like it's just a regular day. That's the problem.
Wow.
Noisemakers, my apologies. I didn't even acknowledge you, but I wanted to give respect to the moment that we are in right now in this country, to the good people of Uvalde, Texas, with only 16,000 residents. And this is how they ended their day, or they're ending their day, with 14 elementary kids.
It's unfathomable. I can't even fathom. I mean, I couldn't fathom Sandy Hook.
I couldn't fathom Sandy Hook either. But this is, the school itself has 600 students total. There are some more kids that are being treated at Uvalde Memorial Emergency, as well as a 45-year-old man who suffered a graze. One child also received a child whose condition is currently unknown, so it could be, we don't know what's going to happen to him. And then there's a 66-year-old woman who is in critical condition. The shooting actually took place today at 11:32 a.m. This dude was involved in a gunfight at the border.
Well, they made sure to mention on the news today that he was a what's it called? He is not illegal. They wanted to specify that in their description of him and everything, so it wouldn't cosign the agenda of this is, he's a what's it called?
No, he's not an undocumented.
Yeah. They wanted to make sure to say that he was, he's a citizen, and so it wouldn't cosign any of the agendas that would say, see, this is what happens when you especially when him getting into it with Border Patrol, which I don't know if that was because that's where his truck was. He was driving alongside that area that's under that they have a lot of security down there by the border. I don't know if that was a part of why he was getting into a shootout with them in the first place. And did he just run up on this elementary school because it was close to the border? I don't
know. I can't imagine. I honestly, Kenyatta, I can't imagine what his reasoning is. I don't. It's elementary kids. What could they have possibly done to deserve this? What is so bad in your life that you felt like it was appropriate to take the lives of elementary kids? Taking the life of any person is horrible.
Yeah.
But taking the life of an elementary kid, I don't understand. We're literally only 10 days away from an 18-year-old man shooting 10 people in Buffalo. This is unbelievable. This is
on CNN they did the timeline and was talking about 10 days from Buffalo and however many days from the shooting in Sacramento and how many days from the other, and like all these now they're all adults.
I want to give a shout out to Senator Chris Murphy, who is a Democratic senator from Connecticut who was near Sandy Hook, who on camera today got down on his hands and knees. And he said, I'm on the floor begging you, pleading to my colleagues. We have to find a path forward to stop this. We got to stop this. This can't be our normal. This can't be our normal. And now it's becoming normal. Now we're not talking about a shooting. We're talking about the next shooting now. Ron just joined us, y'all. And that's just what I told Ron. Ron, we just had this conversation 10 days ago. Not even 10 days ago. We literally just had a conversation last week about Buffalo. This can't be our life. This can't be where we are.
That's crazy, man. Prayers out to all the family members down there. That's just ridiculous. I mean, they're starting to normalize it, man. It's starting to become just normal, and the people who supposed to be protecting everybody, all those people that got voted in, those 50 on one side of the house and 50 on the other, ain't worth 2 wooden nickels.
Man,
I had other words to say, but I'm gonna say wooden nickels right now because
listen. I totally understand what you're saying and feeling because I don't understand. I can be honest. I can be honest to the noisemakers today. I don't understand any of this. And I'm trying not to be so emotional about it, but it's really frustrating, man, because we got kids, man. It's not what you send your kids.
Well, was the grandmama's old thing? You don't mess with children and the elderly.
That was the rules of the streets.
That's the rule. You don't mess with children and the elderly.
But see, that's just it, man. These people are not even trying to follow the rules. They're making up their rules as they go. They're not. I don't understand this. I don't understand it, man. I don't understand it. I'm telling you, I'm fighting back tears over here because this is but I don't even know if it's emotional tears. It's angry tears. I'm frustrated, man, because this can't be who we are. This is who we are now. This is who we are.
And then they said he was what, 18 years old.
18.
So we had a kid doing this.
But it's a kid last week.
18-year-old kid, matter of fact.
Cuz just pulled up. Cuz is gonna make sense of this for us. Because is a wise man, and he understands. He served in the ARMY, and so they teach you how to deal with this kind of stuff. So maybe Cuz has answers that I don't have, y'all. So Cuz, can you please help us make sense of this?
I don't know why you always come to me with that bullshit.
Because I'm overwhelmed right now. I'll be honest with you, bro. I am overwhelmed, and I don't understand. I don't understand this. I don't understand it. This kid was in high school at Uvalde High School. He didn't choose. Okay, let's stall him out on his anger and frustration. He's angry. He's mad. Somebody got to die. He didn't go to the high school. He went to the elementary school. I'm sorry. I don't get it. All the victims, all the kids rather, between ages 7 and 11.
Damn.
11. That doesn't sound right.
That's about right. 5th grade.
No, he said 4th.
Depending on when you enter the 5th grade, you could turn 11 like at the end.
I thought it was 2nd through 4th grade, but if it's 5th grade, okay.
Yeah.
Listen, don't ask anybody on here at all to try to make sense of the senseless. You can't make sense of this. What really doesn't make sense is that we're still allowing it to happen without any laws being passed to try to stop it. Now that's the
That doesn't
part
make any sense.
that doesn't make any sense. That we have given up hope, any effort whatsoever to curtail such violence in this country. We're talking about it. We're mad. Some of us is mad as hell. On my name tonight, I just put sick of this shit. I mean, over and over and over again, we keep experiencing this. But as sure as I am dark and ugly, y'all look at me close. Next week, we're going to move on.
Shit, next week. Don't you mean tomorrow when they say gas prices done went up another 38 cents?
But how do we keep doing that? How do we keep moving on? How do we keep ignoring what this is? How do you ignore kids being shot dead in the street, in the schoolyard? That doesn't make
I'm gonna say it like this, and this probably not gonna be good because probably gonna laugh at me. But honestly, Lloyd, they don't give a damn until it affects their bottom line. They didn't care about Ukraine, just to mess with them gas prices and their money. Then all of a sudden they got money to go fix Ukraine, $60 billion given to them to go do what? When have you seen them do anything about the school shootings?
So you know what we may have to do? I hear you, Ron. I actually hear what you just said. Maybe we got to decide collectively as a country, our kids ain't going to school until you fix this shit.
Wow.
We homeschooling our kids now. Because you're right. Maybe we need to start affecting the bottom line. And if we decide we're not going to the school until y'all fix this, not sending my kid to a place that could potentially be the place I bury her. No. That is not an option.
Well, ironically, the guy today when I was listening to the information about what happened, one of the guys said, one of the parents asked, where was the funeral home? And the funeral
Right
home was
across
like,
the street.
I was going to say, it's like right down the street. And it's like the funeral home.
I just
I
got
don't want the people from Ukraine thinking I'm mad at y'all or throwing punches at y'all. I'm just talking about our government. I'm talking about the United States.
I just got a text. Listen to this. Listen to this. I just got a text because active shooter incidents have almost doubled in the last 5 years, from 31 in 2017 to 61 in 2021. The FBI reveals 103 were killed in last year. But we don't have a problem.
There's no gunfire.
I have the right to own my gun. That's my liberty. Wow.
You're trying to find the rationale, man. You're doing everything you can to find the rationale.
It's not even rationale as much as I'm just trying to say, what is it going to take? Exactly what is it going to take for us to stop politicizing this? This is not political. This is not political. These are real lives that are being taken from us.
You say it's not political, but it is political.
Well, it's been made to be political.
It 100% is political. You have a powerful lobby that has senators, representatives in their back pocket, and they will not vote against any regulations to control guns. Now, I don't know how, as a senator, you cannot be found guilty of conspiracy against our youth with this going on and on and on. And because you care about your power and your money, your ass sitting there and allowing it to happen. Mm-hmm. Can we really stop it with laws? Maybe not. But how do we sit here hopeless and do nothing?
You got to do something.
I have a well-off Wahite friend of mine who just messaged me. He said, I'm sitting here devastated, wondering if my campus is going to be next.
Listen. That's
what we all wonder.
My grandmother called me today and she said, is your baby okay? I said, yeah, she's okay. But every time she calls, I have to answer. Because if she says, Dad, they're fighting at the school. You know, when we were younger, if they were fighting at the school, that meant nothing. It just meant somebody was fighting at the school, and we'll talk about it when you get old. But I don't know now if today, when they say they fighting at the school, if that don't mean I need to get in my car and at least go try to rescue my child from whatever that is.
It damn near means you got to do it because you don't know what the hell's going to happen in the fight now.
You don't know what's going to happen. You don't know if this is some street-ish that is pulled up and now it's at the school. You don't know if somebody planned this for months on end. You don't know. You don't know. But I do know this. We have a gun problem in this country. If the very fact that a high school kid can have access to reconcile his problems with a legally owned firearm is a problem. That makes no sense. That's not even logical. Why does an 18-year-old need to solve his problems with gunfire?
The same reason why Timothy Simpkins, that we're not talking about anymore here in Texas, kept, from what we understand, and they've swept under the carpet completely and no one is discussing it at all, but that he was being bullied at school and felt that the only solution was to come to school with the gun.
But Mama Noise, I can't blame the school for who is overworked and grossly underpaid for trying to solve all the psychological and social issues of our children. They're supposed to be there just to educate our kids. Instead, they're playing mama and daddy and chef for the hungry and putting clothes on kids.
That's right.
Their job.
They are absolutely
right. I can't blame them for all of that. But what I can say is, why the fuck does Timothy Simpkins have a gun?
All of our anger, maybe not all, but I don't know where else to put it, should be directed towards officials. You had the Attorney General of the state of Texas put out a statement right after the shooting. It says the problem is we don't have enough guns in the streets of America.
He said, what?
But you say it's not political? Oh, yeah, it's political.
What the hell did he say?
Ken Paxton, the criminal himself.
Oh, that bastard.
Oh, one eye. Said
not enough guns.
That the guns that we have is not the problem. We need more citizens armed in order to protect one another. So let's just put a gun in everybody's damn hand and let's just be the wild, wild west. We're just going to shoot this shit up every day.
And that'll solve it.
And this is an elected official that's running for office today in a runoff against George P. Bush. And believe me, Ken Paxton going to win because he stands with the right on political issues. And this is one of them.
Was this a primary runoff today?
The right had the audacity to fight for taking away a woman's right to choose what to do with her body. Yet you won't protect our kids in school from guns. Now, if that ain't hypocritical, I don't know what is.
Was today primary runoff? Today was primary stuff, right?
Yeah.
Okay. So we got time to get that bastard out. We do have an update, and this is an unfortunate update. The total for the shooting now has gone up to 18 children killed, and three adults dead. So that means that the people that they probably took to the hospital unfortunately did not make it.
Oh no.
Yeah, I just got that same alert.
Yeah.
Oh.
This is an amazing place, America. It has evolved into quite the place.
They don't give a damn about the whole. All they care about their own rights, their own pockets, their own power. How can you, as a senator, sit back and not speak on and not speak up against what's going on? All you doing is offering prayer and condolences to the family. You need your ass whooped for that.
Mm-hmm.
You are paid not to pray. You are paid to pass laws to protect Americans. Now, what you do in your own bedroom, in your own prayer closet, that's your damn business. But don't bring that to the public forum when you're not willing to pass laws in order to protect Americans.
That's right. Oh my Jesus.
Okay, so let's talk in a real way. Let's us on this screen talk in a real way. Seriously, how do we get these bastards out here in Texas? Like, for real. Like, we need to talk about that. We can't, as a state, survive any more Ken Paxton shit. He's crazy, and so is his buddy that made the announcement and wheeled in. We got to get them out. Those who stand, and because here's the problem that I'm having with all of it. This is not even a Republican issue. I know they made it their issue, but This kid, the shooters don't care if you're Republican. Those bullets don't care if you're Republican or Democrat. They just shoot
Right.
whoever's in front of them.
Mm-hmm.
Matter of fact, it stands to reason that quite possibly the person, the three adults that got killed may have been Republican. How do we demand that change takes place? Because Ron said something earlier, and I don't think he's way off. People don't often respond to protests until it is financially devastating.
Mm-hmm.
So how do we devastate the finances of these senators and the people in the gun laws or whatever? Do we boycott Walmart, which is one of the number one sellers of guns in America? Do we tell Walmart, until y'all take guns out of your facility, we won't be shopping there as a nation?
And Walmart's a huge pack contributor.
I'm just saying we got to do something that gets people's attention. It can't be a small effort. It's got to be something so substantial that people go, uh-oh. Do we not patronize any retail establishment that sells guns? I'm just asking questions.
I don't know. Because then you think you have, on one hand, you have somebody saying, man, if I give up the gun, then it'll be people with guns and I don't have no gun. If I can't protect my family if I have to protect my family because they saying that we don't need them. But at the same time, you got this lieutenant governor saying it's not enough guns. But then California, just here not too long ago, they said, we'll give you gas cards if you turn in your guns. And they sold out of gas cards quicker than quick get ready.
I completely understand Sean's point, Mama Noise, and what you're saying as well. It's hard to win a war when you're fighting on so many fronts, when the enemy is all around you. And I don't know.
The problem is we are not living in a bubble. We're not the only country with mental illness as an issue. But we're the only country that has this level of gun violence. And that's in part because we have embraced guns so much in this country.
Mm-hmm.
People literally love their guns.
Oh, yeah.
Now, I've said on this show before, I'm a gun owner.
Right.
I might touch my guns every blue moon. You got people that love their guns. They love the way they smell, the way they feel, the way they look. They love their guns. And that's because we are literally a gun culture. So how do you change that? It's going to be very difficult. But the problem is we elect these mother hubbers to do a job, and number one job of any elected official is to pass laws to make sure Americans are safe. Nothing else really matters if we're not safe. We got all these hot button issues that really don't matter at all. if my kid can't go to school and sit down and learn without being killed? What matters more than that? But we, as a people, we won't see that as a political issue. Republicans are very focused on what matters to them, and they play long ball with the justices. They play long ball. Roe v. Wade has been law in this land for 50 some odd years. They play long ball, and they're about to get rid of it. And until we learn to play long ball and understand that this must be our fight, safety must be our fight. And it's not every American having a gun, and that's going to make us safer. And the average American that owns a gun is not going to use that gun to really protect themselves when the rubber meets the road.
Right.
If that be the case, we will have a lot less gun violence anyway, but that ain't the case.
Coach Steve Kerr is in Dallas right now preparing for a game that he's about to play here in just a little bit. And this is what he had to say prior to tonight's game, because they do a pre-conference before the game.
I'm not going to talk about basketball. Nothing's happened with our team in the last 6 hours. We're going to start the same way tonight. Any basketball questions don't matter. Since we left shoot-around, 14 children were killed 400 miles from here, and a teacher. And in the last 10 days, we've had elderly black people killed in a supermarket in Buffalo. We've had Asian churchgoers killed in Southern California. And now we have children murdered at school. When are we going to do something? I'm tired. I'm so tired of getting up here and offering condolences to the devastated families that are out there. I'm so tired of I'm sorry. I'm tired of the moments of silence. Enough. There's 50 senators right now who refuse to vote on H.R. 8, which is a background check rule that the House passed a couple of years ago. It's been sitting there for 2 years. And there's a reason they won't vote on it, to hold on to power.
That's it.
So I ask you, Mitch McConnell, I ask all of you senators who refuse to do anything about the violence and school shootings and supermarket shootings, I ask you, are you going to put your own desire for power ahead of the lives of our children and our elderly and our churchgoers? Because that's what it looks like. It's what we do every week. So I'm fed up. I've had enough. We're going to play the game tonight, but I want every person here, every person listening to this, to think about your own child or grandchild or mother or father or sister, brother. How would you feel if this happened to you today? We can't get numb to this. We can't sit here and just read about it and go, well, let's have a moment of silence. Yeah, go Dubs, Come on, Mavs, let's go. That's what we're going to do. We're going to go play a basketball game. And 50 senators in Washington are going to hold us hostage. Do you realize that 90% of Americans, regardless of political party, want background check, universal background check? 90% of us, we are being held hostage by 50 senators in Washington who refuse to even put it to a vote, despite what we, the American people, want. They won't vote on it because they want to hold on to their own power. It's pathetic. I've had enough.
That's it.
Right there, he was gonna cuss right there. He was trying to resist the cuss.
He was really fighting that cuss. That cuss was right there.
It was right there on the tip of his
He was
tongue.
like, these mother. He was ready.
That's what he wanted to say.
But shout out to Steve Kerr for using his platform.
Yeah.
For not being distracted, by not allowing the job that he holds and possesses to distract him from the reality that is our world. because that's easy to do. Like he said, some of us will just go, oh, this is a tragedy, and then we'll turn on the game and it's no big deal. No, this is a big deal, man. This is a big deal. And the only thing I'll slightly disagree with him is that it don't take all 50 to switch. If just 3 of you bastards will switch.
Mm-hmm.
You don't need
Y'all
that many.
don't have the courage
Don't say courage. Don't say what you want to say. They ain't got the balls to switch.
But see, even if I agree with you, you don't need 50 to switch. I agree with that. But this issue is such a major issue that we need to have overwhelming votes, overwhelming bipartisanship. We need to come together as a nation and say this is unacceptable. Because when stuff passed by a very slim majority, those that lost continue to fight in the background. And it's only a matter of time before they come back again. Because they are not sold on the need for the change. What adult doesn't realize that this shit has to change? But I don't give a damn about the whole. I only care about my power.
Well, that's Steve Kerr hit it right on the head. The power is more important than the practicality. It's way more important because if I lose that, I lose everything. Well, it's really quite something.
You right, Sean.
Sean, you hit it right on the head as well. I bet you he won't get no shut up and coach tonight. Although he might
tonight. Yeah.
But you know what, Cuz is right, because I know this is in left field, but follow me on this, is that when we said when Walmart tried to come out with that Juneteenth ice cream thing, thinking that they was doing something for the culture, and the culture went to social media and said, have y'all lost y'all ever loving mind? What kind of insult? This is an insult. This is a despicable. This is, I just can't believe that you guys would go so far. And then they acted out so much on social media. Walmart backpedaled and now taking it off the shelf.
Mama Noise. Okay, but listen to what you just said. Okay, you said they acted out on social media. I'm going to go to Twitter right now. And right now, the number one trending topic on Twitter is 14 children dead, multiple injuries reported after shooting at Texas Elementary. That's the number one trending topic, as it should be.
Mm-hmm.
Over how many tweets is it tweeted? Let me. I'm just curious.
It's gonna be just a hashtag.
Uvalde is trending. It's the number one trending topic.
Mm.
My point of saying that is to say what you're saying. Is that going to make a difference?
Well,
people are fed up about it. They are angry. They are upset. They are saying enough is enough. Why are y'all trying to kill us? They're saying it. But at some point, I don't know, man. I have to agree with Ron on the financial part. The political, somewhere we've got to figure out a way to hit their pockets and their power. And the power can only be hit through voting. And the pockets can only be hit through hitting them in the economic phase. But we've got to strategize this in a way and believe and stick to it until we get what we need and want and deserve.
Like you said,
and it's not a black issue. This is a people issue.
Now, I was just looking at the largest revenue companies. Number one is Walmart. Number 3 is Amazon. Number 6 is Apple. How much political power you think those 3 companies have?
That's a great question. I don't know.
Significant political power. You are not the top grossing revenue driving companies in the U.S. and you don't have top political power.
I would assume that that's true. I assume, Ron, that what you're saying right now is 100% true. I have to assume that.
Walmart starts losing money and people start protesting Walmart. Walmart gonna listen.
But can Walmart make 50 senators listen?
Oh yeah. Money, you know, this world runs by one. The United States runs by one thing and one thing only, or two things: money and power. You got the money, you got the power. So yeah, you hit the right people in the right pocket, you're gonna change a lot of people's minds.
I just don't know how you fix this.
If you can't vote them out, dude, you gotta take the money out their pocket. It's the only way you're gonna fix it.
What you mean you can't vote them out? That's the power.
If you can't vote them out,
Okay.
if you don't have enough Republicans to stop voting just party line and vote what's right, you'll never vote them out. Because if everybody keeps voting party lines, the same people who's there are going to stay there.
Y'all just voted Tuesday, right? Last Tuesday, right?
Mm-hmm.
Mitch McConnell is not up for election this time. It's Rand Paul, right?
Right.
Okay. So one person that we could vote out would be Rand Paul. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
What is that? What is the name of that senator, Republican senator, that she seems to be a little more sensible than others from time to time? I'm not saying she's completely sensible, but she's more moderate than she is conservative. In fact, I've heard her speak out on a few things. She was one of the few that spoke out on January 6th. I can't think of her name. It's not
Lisa Murkowski.
Yes.
Mm.
Maybe that's what we need to do. Put the pressure on those two.
You also have Susan Collins.
Okay.
Those are the two. Susan Collins and Lisa Murkowski.
Maybe if we could do those three, get Rand Paul out, target Rand Paul and get him out, and then speak to the better elements of those two ladies. And maybe because this requires a certain strategy. And sensibility. But I also think you're right, Ron. Financially, we've got to put pressure on something or somebody. I would love to see some kind of, but I know it's hard because the storm that we're in right now, we're in a financial storm, an economic storm right now, where Walmart is the catch-22. Because, you know, from a retail perspective, financially for some families, Walmart is really all they can afford. They can't go to Kroger, Tom Thumb, or Whole Foods, Target, or whatever. Walmart is what they can afford.
Because they have swept up all the mom and pop stores in every area like a vortex. That's right, the only option.
That's what I'm saying, Mama Noise. Yes, you're 1,000% correct. I'm saying that would be a logical boycott place, except it makes it hard on families that can't afford not to go to Walmart.
Well, I'm
not saying I'm against boycotting Walmart. I'm saying
no. I'm just saying Yeah, it's gonna hurt some families, but again, it will help out your mom and pops because a lot of those people could go to the mom and pop and probably get the same thing. The boycott isn't. You don't need everybody to shut Walmart down. I'm not saying shut Walmart down, but you only need a percentage.
And maybe you don't need to shut them down at all. Maybe it's just the public outcry towards Walmart is enough to make them respond. Like if we just the threat of a boycott of certain names might be enough to make industry step up and say something to these politicians.
Yeah, and again, we're not telling people to go out and boycott Walmart. You know, we're you know.
I don't know if I'm not telling people that or not. I ain't
but
there yet.
It's not just the businesses that you got to worry about. It's you got to start looking also these what they call the political the PAC committees. Those are the ones who are really funding a lot of money to the organizations. You have a lot of PACs that are, you know, groups of people from different organizations that are putting these PACs together. That's putting a lot of money into these politicians' pockets. So it's going to take a lot to hurt them. But you just got to find the right one that you want to hit to do it.
You know, I don't know if that. I'm not against that front run. I'm all for it, but I don't see how it would work because you have a Republican Party now that's so bold, so blazing in their stance that they're willing to take on Disney in the state of Florida.
Mm-hmm.
That when I say that ought to make your eyes buck because you don't know how big of an employer Disney is in the state of Florida.
No, I do. Oh, I know how big they are.
They're still willing to take it on because of their political views.
Well, and again, they also have a lot of political money behind them to actually do that.
Right, exactly. So the more companies speak up on what will be considered liberal issues, the more entrenched and dug in the conservative right will be. So any politician, that's why Ken Paxton was brave enough to make that old bullshit ass statement, because his supporters are so far to the right. These people are in safe states and safe districts. They can say what they want to say as long as. Listen, that's why we were all so shocked over and over and over again. How is this motherfucker saying what he's saying, Donald Trump? How is he saying what he's saying, and he still has support? We were flabbergasted. Okay, now this one here he's gonna have to lose support on this one. Right,
surely.
And time after time after time, the right never left him.
Still ain't left him. Right,
exactly. So these people are saved. They don't care about you boycotting and all that. They don't care about that anymore. They're going to power is everything to them. Now, I agree money and power go hand in hand, but we got to get these SOBs out of office. We as a normal, right-minded people must get them out of office because they have mixed their politics with religion.
No, I agree. You got to get them out of office. I think the hard part about getting them out of office is, like you said, is how do you get other people to break their party line and not keep voting on the right and then actually come over and vote on the left? Well, how do you convince them people to do that?
People generally don't want to follow losers. So if they keep losing, they're gonna eventually realize that, you know what? We're gonna have to moderate our stance.
But they're not losing.
They still won't exist in their hearts, but they're gonna have to moderate their stance.
But who's losing? The Republicans or the Democrats? The Democrats don't look like they winning shit.
Well, we're not gonna win because too many of us are passive. We sit back and say this is not a political issue. This is a huge political issue because politics is stopping action.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. So why would they jump from the Republican side to the Democrats who, like you said, are losers?
We don't want everybody to be Democrats. We don't need a one-party country. We don't need a one-party country. That would be horrible.
No, I'm not saying one party. I'm saying how do you get some of those folks to jump from the other side to the Democrat side to help push the agenda when the Democrats are basically, like you said, losers.
But
look, if you can't get them from the Republican side to the Democrat side, is there a third party?
Well, we need to get more. See, listen, the problem is right now we have a 50-50 Senate, basically.
Mm-hmm.
Everything's divided right down the middle. That's a problem. You really can't govern like that. In today's politics, used to be people would negotiate and talk and compromise. But see, compromise is a dirty word to Republicans because they are compromising with evil. They're compromising with the left, those radicals, those hatreds of those people that hate America. That's the type shit they say. So they don't want to negotiate with Democrats because we are no longer Americans. We are communists.
Ooh.
Oh yeah, that's what they call us.
Mm.
I'm saying us because I'm a Democrat. I don't know what nobody else on here is. I'm just talking about me.
Well, Tim Hinkle said the problem is the Democrats haven't done shit for us.
Yeah, it's that type of bullshit I'm talking about right there. I'm talking about right there.
Why you gotta call Tim out, man? He just get on the
Why
show.
don't you allow Donald Trump back in there and see how much he gonna do for you? But now we're making it a real political show. Now we want to keep going. I'm fine with it.
We can listen. You know, I ain't got no problem with it. But here's the reason why. And don't misunderstand my statement when I make it. I understand it is a political issue. It has been made into a political issue. At its core, at the what took place, the actual event itself of 18 kids being killed and 3 teachers. That's not fucking political. That is a real murder. That is a massacre. And anybody, to me, that would politicize this is complicit in that murder. That's my point.
Yeah,
So
that's like saying slavery wasn't political.
No, but I understand what you're saying, but what I'm saying is we've got to retrain the way we think about it. We have to stop. See, to say that it's simply political gives you an out to look away from the reality of what is actually taking place. Now, I don't have to look at this as murder. It's just politics. No, this is murder. People are dying at the core of your power grab.
No, you don't get rid of the fact that it's murder. What you're saying is a political game is being played that's allowing the murders to continue.
But
that's the politics.
But my point is
just fixing the murder part. If old boy was not killed and we locked his ass up for the rest of his life, that's our judicial system, which has proven not to be a deterrence against this bullshit.
Right.
So we're not trying to solve the murder part. We're trying to solve the political part that's allowing it to happen over and over and over again. Because they don't care.
Okay, again, I think you and I are arguing this point from two different places.
How you take a gun and go up to the elementary school?
I don't know.
What's the mind of a person that does that?
I don't know. That's what I've been trying to figure out.
We don't know the mind of a person that does that, and we can't fix his mind, but we can stop his ass from getting a gun.
You can stop him from getting the gun. Legally, you can stop him from getting a legal gun.
Correct.
Yeah, I'm not gonna say you stop him.
We hugging him, Tim. We hugging him. We hugging him tonight.
No goddamn hug. Don't come on here trying to hug me.
Listen. I don't want it either. Honestly, this is one of those nights where the debate is not that simple. I mean, that complicated to me. It's Sean said, to be honest, neither side, right or left, hasn't done anything for the middle or lower class. Two wings, same bird. He said, can we please stop acting like human beings are not terrible? Like Bruce said. And all of those things are true.
All of it true. And at the 18-year-old, he wasn't terrible. He was straight evil. That's evil.
He was evil. Right. He's evil.
That's not terrible. Yeah, people gonna come up with 100 different excuses. Oh, mental health is gonna come out at some point.
Oh, of course. He's mentally health. His mental health was compromised and blah 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 blah.
This is straight evil, guys. There's no other way to clean it up. There's no other way you can fix it. This is straight evil. Period. An 18-year-old kid that shot up a elementary school, killing 18 kids. If you was that mental and you want to shoot somebody, shoot your damn self. There is no need for you to go to a school to shoot up a school for the police to come and shoot you. Shoot yourself if it's that bad.
I guess my thing is I look at society like this, and I know I'm not wrong because I see it every day. We don't understand language. So when we start to hear, it's political, we politicize it, even though it is that, cuz I'm not saying you're wrong. I'm saying when we approach the marketing of it from that perspective, it's easier for us to cower or to run to the comfort of our side and to ignore the humanity of it all. And there's a real humanity that is at the core of all this. Like you said, at the end of the day, a deranged human being, evil in every way, was able to purchase a gun and murder people. And we have to keep saying that. And it didn't matter if he was Republican. It didn't matter if he was Democrat. He was an evil murderer. Now, we start with that, and then we go to anyone who supports that, who thinks that that's okay. We as a country, regardless of what side of the fence you claim, Democrat or Republican, needs to stand up and say, if you are willing to support that and not speak out against it and not vote that a guy like that cannot have a gun, we need laws in place to prevent guys like that and the Buffalo guy to keep them from having guns. If we don't have laws like that in place, then your ass can't serve this country. That's what I'm saying. It starts with humanity, and then we politicize it. But to start with the politics gives everybody the right to go to their corner and like, oh, well, I can't not. I literally had a pastor say one time, I can't vote. The Lord won't allow me to vote for a woman's right to choose.
The Lord?
The Lord won't allow him to vote for a woman's right to choose. He refused to see any of the humanity in the statement because the politics wouldn't allow him to do so.
Damn.
That's where we are.
The Lord.
Al B is in the building, ladies and gentlemen. Al B is in
the boys on. We got the boys on.
Well, I'm going to stall him out on that because I think he's trying. I'm assuming he's standing in solidarity with Texas right now.
Okay, that's your assumption.
and not making a sports statement right now because
No, this is it's back in the 50s. You better bring out some winter gear.
I got you. You haven't had a chance to comment on any of this, our brother. So feel free to jump in there and let your voice be heard.
And just, it's such heart-wrenching travesty. And it really tugs at your heart even more. Well, for me, it tugs at my heart even more because I deal with these young people on a daily basis. I see the glimmer of hope in in these elementary students. I see and hear their mischievous laughs as well as their joyous laughs every day. So I can only imagine the heartache that these parents who will never hear that again, these classmates that will never hear that again, these teachers and administrators that will never hear that again. And so my heart is really heavy, and it's a horrible, horrible place that this society is in, that we keep having these conversations. And it's just it's a heart-wrenching day, I guess is the best way I can describe it.
For many schools, most schools, I would say, in the state of Texas, this is the last week of school. And then they are going on summer break. For the students of Uvalde, this is how they're starting their summer break. They probably won't go back to school the rest of the week. I would imagine it's over.
Yeah, that's hell no. Even if you did say school was open, not mine.
But here's the other side of that, Ron. They still got to come back from school after summer break is over. They're going to have to walk back into that building at some point.
After they went to the funerals, after they had to think about it all summer long before they got back.
Is that Charlotte? Okay, hey Charlotte. I don't know what. Yeah. It's rough, man. It's really, really rough.
How far is Uvalde from DFW?
It's 60 miles from San Antonio, so it's I don't know. Is that as far south as you can get before you get to Mexico? Where is it at? I don't know where it's at.
San Antonio is south of Austin. San Antonio is roughly 6 hours from Dallas, and you still have another 3 hours, 2.5, 3 hours before you get to the border.
Well, the reason why I asked that question, Laugher Boy, is because they said the man got into a border fight.
Call me Laugher Boy.
Because you laughing, I'm trying to tell you he got into a border fight.
Just because I know geography and your ass don't. Don't do that.
First of all, your ass don't know geography that well. You just happen to get the one thing right. Jesus.
Question: As I was leaving the place I was just.
I need that laugh, by the way.
I heard somebody say that he killed his grandmother
before he left the house. Yes,
he killed his grandmother.
Yes, shot in the head before he left the house. So that probably implies that she tried to stop him and couldn't, obviously, and he killed her. And now there are 18 kids and 3 adults that are gone.
Oh wow, I didn't hear that number.
Yeah,
it's gone up. Well, it just happened since we've been on the air. It's not.
Yeah, last number I heard was 14.
Yeah, it was 14 and 1, and now it's 18 and 3. Well, 4 if you count the grandmother. So, and I'm gonna text you the Steve Kerr comment so you can hear that as well. Shout out to him, man, with an impassioned. I mean, just impassioned.
That's
the way you're supposed to use your platform.
He's been impassioned about issues before.
He has. I'm gonna tell you something. I'm not 100% sure he's gonna finish his career in coaching. I feel like at some point he may run for office or of some kind, whether it's a senator or something, because he's getting to that.
The problem is he would run from a very liberal state, so that doesn't really change the dynamics in Washington D.C.
Yeah,
because he's from California. Now, if he was from Maine, it'd make a difference or whatever.
Maybe he can move. Maybe he can move to Arizona and get some of those bastards out. I'm sorry, did I say that out loud?
You want him to move to Texas and get some of them out?
I would love for him to move to Texas and get some of them out.
Well, they are deeply entrenched in Texas because not enough of us vote. You know, people died under Abbott's watch.
Yeah.
People froze to death under Abbott's watch. And he's still walking around here like he's some fucking superhero in the great state of
Well,
Texas.
he's not walking. He's not walking.
Well, you know what I'm talking about. He rolling. This is the way we roll.
I don't care. Mama knows. I'm not in the mood for him today. I'm really not. Because I hate that he gets to come on the TV set and try to play healer when these things happen like he's not part of the problem.
Under his watch. Under his watch.
Right. It's just like Cuz said. People are literally, you're a fucking bad leader when people literally die under your leadership.
Oh yeah.
They're literally dying because of you, because of decisions that you're making.
See, that's the politics that we don't play, because everything that's happening under the president's watch, including the formula, he had nothing to do with that. Everything's been blamed on the president.
Everything.
We don't blame enough on those that are in power, that are Republicans.
Yeah.
Excuse me. Yeah.
I don't know, and we're not gonna go long tonight. We're gonna kind of hasten to a close here at the top of the hour.
Y'all got to go to church? You got prayer meeting?
No.
You got a camp meeting?
We should offer a prayer here tonight. We really should.
Yeah, he said, "Yeah, I gotta go to church tomorrow."
I mean, God might be the only one that can fix it. God is the only one that can fix this foolishness. Oh, that's right. I forgot about that. You're right, Sean. That is 1,000%. We learned that I learned that. I would say we, but I learned that during The Last Dance. His dad, I would assume he has dual citizenship, I guess.
I think so.
Because technically he wasn't an American citizen. He probably is now, but no, that's not true. I'm sorry, that's not true. His dad was an ambassador or something, and that's how I think he's still an American citizen or something like that. I have to look it up.
Would you ask Mr. Tim what in the hell does he want them to do?
Can I ask about Kamala? Can she just show up? I just want to see her.
Well, she did make a statement tonight. I just
want to see her. I just want to see her somewhere.
She did make listen, to be fair, she did make a statement tonight, and the statement was something about this has got to stop or something. I don't know.
And because we both said the same thing. I just want to see her. I want to see her be more out there. You
guys have to understand, in a 50-50 Senate, when you have moderate Democrats from West Virginia, there is nothing that they can get done too radical. So whatever it is you think you want them to do, Tim, they can't get it done.
We know that because it happened with Obama, the way the Senate was set up.
So until we vote and flip the numbers in the Senate, nothing's going to get done.
Yeah, but that has nothing to do with why we don't see Miss Harris. I mean, she can.
They got that Asian bill passed.
I just need to see her come out a little bit, man. I want to see her face. I want to see.
You get a chance here, Al.
That's what I was listening to.
Gotcha. You know, the president don't vote on bills. He signs bills.
Yeah, the president don't do shit for real. I don't know why everybody think the president really does shit. He ain't shit.
Well, he does. He does stuff.
He's a figurehead. He don't do shit.
He can veto bills and sign bills.
That's why we become so jaded against politics, because we make statements like this and then we say, well, our vote don't matter. It don't matter because they ain't gonna do nothing anyway. You keep believing that bullshit. That's why we are where we are right now, because enough of us get on the sidelines jaded.
We might be jaded, but I know one thing. Anthony Bruce is right. They sure got that Asian bill passed. Now, how about that?
I literally just showed it on
Who were
the screen.
you?
I literally just showed it on the screen.
They passed that right quick.
Did you not see it on the screen?
I know, but I'm just saying that got passed right quick. It didn't get caught up. It didn't get the red tape. It didn't get to set on the shelf for 2 years. It got passed right quick.
The problem is politics rule the world, and they've not left any room for
There's no room.
compassion,
Humanity.
common sense, decency.
Yeah.
It's all about politics. Just like Steve said in his press conference, when you're refusing to vote on a bill simply in fear of losing power, there's a problem. 90%, he said in that press release, of Americans want some sort of background check.
Mm-hmm.
But the senators refuse to bring it to a vote.
It's been sitting there for 2 years.
Politics. Power.
And that's the most recent one's been sitting there for 2 years. It's been rewritten multiple times.
Multiple times, yeah.
It's actually been there a lot longer than 2 years.
I find it interesting that, I think it was just here recently in the past year or so, or right in the middle of the pandemic, they finally had a settlement for the victims of Sandy Hook. And the settlement was against the who created the gun maker. They sued the gun maker.
Mm.
But I mean, the gun maker can pay that kind of money because he ain't gonna lose no sleep. The same, and you just took all this money out of the pocket of the gun maker, and there's other folks that are still gonna continue to buy the guns. They didn't shut down the gun maker. They just said, pay this money to compensate the Sandy Hook victims, and we're gonna keep on making guns.
We got about 20 minutes left. I wanna ask a very hard question to each and every one of us on this screen, and you, the noisemakers out there listening tonight. Because most of our noisemakers are of a certain age, and we have children. Some of us have them in elementary, some of us have them in middle school, high school, etc. One of those kids may come to you and ask you about this, or they may be feeling this right now and they're just not talking about it. What are you going to tell your child about the world we live in today?
You asking us that?
Yeah.
Oh, that's easy. Fucked up.
Man, it's about the best you can sum it up. This is a fucked up world.
Direct quote. That sounds like a direct quote.
That's the language I use too. It's fucked up.
Shit ain't easy. It's fucked up, and it is never gonna be given to you, no matter what you think.
About my child now, she's 17, coming on into 18. She's getting into adulthood, so I have to expose her to adulthood stuff. Because when she was a child, she thought as a child. Daddy, racism don't exist, Daddy. Baby, wait now, shit. Daddy, hatred. I mean, everybody, these are good, but no, baby, no, they ain't. So as she's gotten older, she's now seeing and understands the world now more as an adult, coming into adulthood. She's realizing the world really is fucked up.
Okay, well, cuz has a plan and a strategy.
I mean, you can lie to them and tell them, hey, it's peaches and cream.
You can't lie to them. You listen.
No, you can't.
Let me tell you something. Let me tell you one of the things that I have discovered about my 13-year-old and her elevation as a human being, a growth as a human being. She now lives in a time where I can't lie to her.
No.
I can't lie. There's no Santa Claus, or the Santa Claus exists, and there's Easter bunnies, and the world is a happy place, and there's rainbows and dandelions and fairies. No, that child has experienced a pandemic. That child has experienced school shootings. That child has experienced some of the most horrific things, that unimaginable tragedies. But my reason for asking that question is there any way to give our children hope? Because that's what is needed.
Yeah, you could. I mean, the hope is that they have the ability to change it. They are the ones. If we give them the knowledge, let them get the knowledge they need, they're the ones that can change this shit. Because it may not happen in our lifetime. It might be their lifetime before it really changes. I mean, that's the hope.
See, statements like what Anthony Bruce just made are the things that scare me, because I don't know how to avoid that statement. I don't want do we want our children walking around with such a heightened fear of humanity that they can essentially trust no one?
And I generally believe the exact opposite of that.
Okay.
I generally believe human beings are good as a whole. Now, we may do some jacked up stuff. We may operate from brokenness, Ron. But really speaking, we are good people.
I don't know how the hell you say good people. You want people to live in misery, so I would expect everybody to be fucking horrible.
Well, I've never said I want anybody to live in misery. I just think that you can't chase happen.
Wow. I have to. I'm sorry, I got to interrupt you because I have to read this text message I just got from my daughter's school. I'm gonna read it as it is written. Legacy PCA, out of an abundance of caution, we are asking all scholars no backpacks for the remainder of the school year. We appreciate your cooperation.
Got the same thing from Louisville Central High School.
So are they saying that this guy got in the building with a backpack?
No, I think they're saying
that's a precaution.
We can't afford to take any risk. We're trying to eliminate as many threats as we possibly can.
And I mean, you got to think, it's still graduations right now. People are still having graduations.
Well, I understand that, and I understand it for like us. These are the last couple of days of school, for the school year. But I'm just wondering, because they really haven't gotten into the deep details of what they want to let the public know in regard to how he got into school. Because, like I said, I used to relieve the secretary from time to time, receptionist from time to time at our school, and you have to buzz somebody in. You see them on the camera, and you don't just let them in. You're supposed to go through these channels. So I'm trying to figure out how this man got in the building.
This is the country. This is the country.
But no, she asked. Hold on. She asking a legitimate question because there are pictures that are online with the young man standing outside of the building holding the gun. So it's not like you can't see him holding the gun.
Yeah, but you got to think. I mean, he came to a school building. They're not checking everybody's social media page before they get in their building.
But also, not every school. We would like to believe, and I'm sure a majority of them, but not every school has the same security protocols as Plano, DISD, Jefferson County, what the case may be. And I think that's what Jay was saying. This is a little country town down in the southern part of Texas. They probably got one high school, one elementary school. They probably don't have the same safety protocols as it pertains to entry and what have you on the premises.
The boy probably went to the elementary school.
I'm sure he did. I'm sure he did.
He was still enrolled in the high school, right?
Yeah, he's still enrolled in high school.
Yeah,
Al,
we got an email that simply state no backpacks tomorrow and Thursday.
Wow.
Then it says students may carry a small drawstring bag.
Al, what are you telling your seed today as it relates to?
We have not had the conversation regarding this. Today was a great day for McKenna. I'm letting McKenna enjoy this day. It was our last visit to the orthodontist. She's been excited all day, and so I'm going to let her enjoy this moment. We have not discussed. Excuse me. We have not discussed this, but the past week there's been 3-4 guns recovered in JCPS schools. So this just Friday. Just this weekend, it was reported that 2 guns were recovered on Friday alone.
Mm-hmm.
So we had a parent enter a school with a firearm last week.
A parent? Did I hear you say a parent?
Yeah.
Yes.
Fought a student. I think that's the same one that fought the student.
No, that's a different incident.
That's a different one.
That was another parent entered the school. That was y'all's alma mater.
It was our home school.
And fought a student, a parent. Came to the school and fought another student. So it's unfortunate what our children are dealing with. I just had a conversation with a young lady. She was talking about one of the students on her bus. She's been asking where she is, and she come to find out the young girl is in drug rehab, 14 years old. So you wonder how heavy burden are these kids?
Oh,
Go
ahead, Mama Noise.
I was gonna say, I told you one of my students was like, she always laughing all the time, and the teachers would always give her a hard time about ain't nothing funny. You need to focus on your schoolwork and stuff. And she was like, a lot of my friends are dead. We ain't got no lights at home. What? And you don't want me to laugh? And you like, well, you don't have an answer because it's true. I mean, the type of burdens that the kids are carrying are the type of stuff when we were kids, my mama would be like, grown folks is talking. Leave the room. Go outside. The kids now know all the business.
But Mama Noise, you're missing the point of that statement. You're trying to say it like they're meddling. They're not. They don't have a choice because they have 24-hour news cycles, and they have tablets, and they have phones, and they have access to all the information, and they're being bombarded 24/7 with everything. Again, I go back to my pastor, who everybody thinks is one of the funniest people on the earth, but he's also one of the most pathetic. How can you care about anything when you know about every damn thing? They're being hit daily, and we are we may be. It is very possible that we may be raising the most traumatized generation since the civil rights movement.
And some may argue, oh no, we've been dealing with trauma, we all have, but not like this. Not to this.
I'm with you, Al. I don't remember. Listen, the most traumatizing thing I remember in growing up from kindergarten all the way to my senior year. My first grade year, we had a kid die in a bathtub because he broke his neck. He fell and broke his neck. That was my first grade year. My sixth grade year was Challenger, the Challenger spaceship. And then, Ron, correct me if I'm wrong. I think this was your freshman year, my sophomore year. There was a kid in Key Club or something that died over something. I can't remember what it was, but it was something. But I didn't even know that kid. If I'm being honest, I didn't even know that kid. But that's the list. That's the entire list.
Yeah, it wasn't suicide and all those
suicides and school shootings and
my list is a lot longer than that. So
well, okay, I'm talking about related to more global type things. Like there were other things that went on, like you heard about shootings in the hood and different stuff like that. But what I'm saying is, I don't know. It just seems like the stuff that our kids are dealing with now.
But I think it's also that the parents became younger after us.
Are they?
Yeah. Grandma is in her 30s.
And you got to think about it too. I mean, it's the tablets, the news, a lot of that's raising a lot of those kids.
Right.
So when we was coming up, we went. I mean, we dealt with TV, we dealt with it, but we also went outside more. We also hung out more. We did a lot of different things. The generation has changed. It's a technology generation. But our kids were having kids, so you got kids trying to raise these kids who don't know what they're doing, know how to raise those kids. You don't have big mamas anymore. Big mama's gone.
So I'm glad mine ain't gone yet. I had a chance to talk to her today. She at least made some sense of this foolishness.
Oh, really?
So I mean, we got away from neighborhood raising the kids and help raising the kids to you got a lot of single moms, man, that are young that are trying to raise these kids, man, and they can't do that shit by themselves.
And they won't let you tell. Wait a minute now, because I mean, you just like you trying to help, but it's like don't say nothing to my kids, don't this to my kids, and you're like, okay, I'm not trying to take away your, you got this. But if I'm with your kid 8 hours a day in school, I'm trying to let you know what we deal with here to help you. But
I want to,
and you can't, and folks don't want your help.
But I want to highlight something that Charlotte's saying,
because there is number negativity out there, man, from her statement.
But I want to highlight what she's saying because this is a critical component of what we're talking about. And right now, even as we speak, the Mavs game and the Warriors are about to start playing, and of course, they're starting with what? A moment of silence. Right. But here's the problem with the whole thing. If this happens weekly, almost daily, you become numb to it because it's now the normal behavior of your society. My fear is that this is becoming normalized. It's normal for a shooting of some sort. We're not waiting anymore, or not waiting. That's a bad word. That's a horrible word. We're not shocked by the shootings anymore because it's the next one. I'm still trying to get over doggone Buffalo. Matter of fact, but I haven't even had a chance to share this on the air. Buffalo shooting, the oldest young lady, 82, friend of mine was her pastor. Just found that out. Friend of mine was her pastor. He's pastoring in Buffalo right now. He is shook to his foundation.
But think about it, dude. Look, like you said, you still ain't really got over Sandy Hook. And look how many years ago that was.
I'm saying and that's what I'm saying, Ron. We can't normalize this. We can't make this a thing where this is okay or we're just in a series of things that are happening. No, man, this is rough, man. And right, and I thank you, Charlotte, because you hit it around the head. Anytime we've gotten to a place where we're now scrolling past the issues, we're in a dangerous societal place.
I told you a couple of months ago when I fell. I fell right out here when I twisted my ankle.
And he walked right past you.
And he walked toward me like he wanted to. But then I don't know if he was like, wait a minute, we still in a pandemic. And then changed his mind and went the other direction. But his girlfriend was like right there, like 2 parking spaces over from me. And she just kept looking at her phone. I was like, I was so glad I had my phone. I was like, let me call somebody because I am right here and will be laying here on the ground. She ain't been said, okay, I'm going to stay this far from you, but can I call somebody? Should I call 911?
Here's how desensitized we are. Y'all ready for this? CBS just had to pull its season finale of the show FBI. Why? Because it's about a Texas school shooting.
Wow.
The fact that they even said, you know, it'd be a dope season finale. Meanwhile, in Georgia, Herschel Walker just won the Georgia Senate nomination.
For the Republican. For Republicans.
Yeah.
So he's going against Warnock.
There's nobody worse for that than him.
That just simply means he's going to lose in the general.
Thank God. We got to make sure that happens.
And who's endorsing Herschel Walker?
Donald Trump has been vehemently endorsing him. He's been shouting his name like he's running for the Heisman Trophy again.
Well, we saw this coming. I mean, there's a reason why he was allowed to speak at the RNC.
Right.
If you didn't think it was coming, you done lost your ever loving mind.
Quite something, gentlemen. Quite something. Ladies and gentlemen, quite something.
It's quite normal.
Huh?
You say it's quite what?
It's quite normal. That's the sad part.
I don't like that. I hate that you just said that.
But it's true. But it's true.
It's not wrong. No, I'm not saying you're wrong. I'm just saying I hate it. I hate that this is normal now. This is who we are.
On average in the United States of America, the average day, 47 people are killed every day in this country. Murdered. 47 people every day are killed in this country. It's normal. Most of those are by gun violence. It's completely normal. We have to accept who we are before we can change it.
Yeah.
We got to stop acting like, oh, this is not who we are. Bullshit. This is exactly who we are. This is who
you know what, cuz?
To become.
You know what, cuz? I hear that. I just heard what you said, and you're 1,000% correct. We are alcoholics. If you understand the parallel of what I'm saying, because they say you can't cure alcoholism until you admit that you have a problem. We have a problem. We're gunaholics. There's a difference between having a casual drink and being an alcoholic. There's a difference between owning a gun and being a gunaholic. We are gunaholics.
I don't know if we're gunaholics more than we murderholics.
We are gunaholics. We love it so much that we think it's okay for everybody to own them.
No, I get that, but I think we're more about we would rather kill somebody than deal with a situation.
But that's a separate problem.
And what Ron? What did you say, Ron?
We would rather kill somebody than deal with a problem.
But that's a separate problem. And I don't know if we, and to go back to what Cuz says, I don't know if we can, we're not built as a country to deal with psychological and sociological issues of people. We're not, we just, our churches suck right now. Most of them, pastors are trying to get they come up. I mean, we ain't got those infrastructures in place right now. So let's deal with this first problem of trying to solve the gunaholic issue. Because I don't know how we saw, like, this dude clearly has psychological issues, and I'm sure it's going to come out that he was bullied at the high school, or maybe his grandmama was abusive or something. Somebody's going to paint him as a sympathetic figure. That doesn't change the fact that 21 people are dead.
Well, they got to paint him as sympathetic so the gun owners don't get mad.
Well, that's their way of justifying that it wasn't their fault.
Ken Paxton just won his primary. They are so entrenched in their their stance on their issues. This Mother Hubbard is indicted on 3 different felonies.
Right. And still got the nomination.
But the Christian right, the ones that say they love God, they don't care. Because all they care about is that he enacts the laws as Attorney General that they care about. That's all they care about.
Well, this is for sure not the show we intended to produce tonight, but somebody's got to continue to champion and speak out and speak balanced and intelligently about these issues. And if we stand alone on that wall, then I guess we just stand alone. I don't know. But we can't just keep letting this happen. Our thoughts and prayers are with, obviously, this community. I've been saying it's Uvalde. I don't know if that's the pronunciation. Maybe there's a different pronunciation, but until somebody can fix it for me, it's Uvalde, Texas. All 16,000 of their community are in my thoughts and prayers tonight, along with this elementary school. I think it's called Robb Elementary. We want to lift them up, those young people, the teachers, the administration, just everybody there. Most of y'all know your noise schedule, so I'm not going to hit y'all with that tonight because it's probably wildly inappropriate. I'll just say this. These will be my final thoughts, and I'll give everybody the opportunity to speak on it as well. We as much as Cuz is correct that this is our normal now, we need an intervention. We need to call America to somebody's house, and everybody that still somewhat cares anymore needs to call America out and say enough is enough. You have a problem. And how do we correct it? So that's my final thoughts. Mama Noise.
Make sure that you hug your children. Don't take each day for granted. I usually have something to say.
Why y'all looking so sad? I just came back in the room. Y'all looking like y'all in a morgue. What's wrong?
I just said make sure to hug your children.
So what you said? What? I'm sorry.
Make sure
you hug your kids.
Oh yeah.
We just going around the room. Final thoughts, Cuz.
Oh, you in the show already?
Well,
God damn! I just got started.
Well, we're coming back Thursday, so we'll feel free to pick up where we left off Thursday. And by the way, I will mention this as a housekeeping note. Thursday will be the last day of the week because we got some stuff we got going on this week with enough of us. Some graduations. One of the Nolan boys is graduating on Friday. And Uncle Al got some folk graduating, and we just graduations everywhere. So we want to give everybody time to truly go be with their family and celebrate on the last day of school, and so there you go. So we'll see y'all on Saturday. Pick up on Saturday. Maybe we'll celebrate all of that. Maybe we do something really happy on Saturday. I don't know. What can we'll come up with something, but something happy.
Drinking.
Well, we're doing that for sure. We're doing that. Mama Noah said I can't make margaritas no more because she can't handle it.
Just put half of the tequila in like you did last. Don't put the whole thing.
I didn't put a half. I didn't put that much. It's only like 2 shots. Now it comes with 14% alcohol, but still.
Yeah, just shot and a half next time. Shot and a half. Damn it,
Right.
boys. Can't black people you can't take them anywhere.
Can't take them anywhere. Ron, what are your final thoughts of the night, sir?
I don't have anything different other than what y'all said, man. I mean, just get with your kids, man, and then just tell them how much you love them. It's the biggest thing. Take care of your kids. And just for the cuz F the Democrat and F the Republican. That's pretty much how I feel about both of them right now. One big ass group full of shit.
Wow.
Oh, damn.
Together.
Yeah, at least one of those in tonight.
I'm blaming all of them. I ain't blaming one party. I'm blaming both. They need to both get their shit together.
Figure it out, man.
Figure it out. Quit being punks. Figure it out. Pick your balls up. Figure it out.
Al B, what are your final thoughts of the night, sir?
My final thoughts is that that we all pray that the hearts of men will change. And when I say men, I mean humankind as a whole. There's no regard for humanity anymore. I sent you a video. And I think I titled the message, "This Is Us."
Mm.
And it was of it looked like a 17, when was the cowboy days? 1800s.
1800s.
When you had
Yeah,
cowboys roaming 1800s. It looked like a scene, either that or early World War I movie where people were just running in fields shooting guns at one another. But that was a suburb of Chicago. We're in a horrible, horrible, horrible place. And that's what I'll tell McKenna. When you asked earlier, what do we tell our kids? This is an ugly world. And I don't mean physical appearance. They have ugly hearts. And so we need to pray that God will intervene and change the hearts of mankind.
I'm looking at it now, Al. This is ridiculous.
Oh, it's
They just stand in the middle of a field shooting each other. Shooting at each other.
It's like somebody's on horseback with a flag and they yell charge, and all them clowns just start running, shooting gunfire aimlessly.
Damn.
And we gotta not be okay with that as well. Black people got to get our shit together too.
Exactly.
We're part of the problem.
So
we are part of the
when
problem.
I say change the hearts, I'm not just talking about the Salvador Ramoses that went into Robb Elementary. I'm talking about the Mitch McConnells and the what's his name, Schumer.
Yeah,
Chuck Schumer.
Yeah. But also Ray and Pookie.
Yeah, and Ray and Pookie. When I say the hearts of men, I mean all mankind, because there's a lot of contributors.
Yeah.
To the ugliness of this world.
Yeah. Cuz, what you got for us, man?
I would say this. You're having a real bad battle with vertigo as we speak, so that's why I keep talking up.
You got you.
But other than that, I'm just ugly. But anyway. What my co-pastor said earlier, that was a very powerful statement. He said
F the Democrats. Yeah. And
no, he said fuck. Both parties. Democrats and the Republicans.
And then and put behind that they need to get their shit together.
I understand how he feels, and a lot of people feel that way. You know why? You know why politicians generally don't cater to us until it's election season? Because we generally don't pay attention until it's election season.
Right.
Yeah.
We don't hold them accountable throughout the year. We only jump on board on hot button issues or when it's politically cool to do something. Then we are all in. So they don't have to stay true to their word or stay true to what we want, because they know eventually after they get in office, we're going to say, fuck both of them. We can't have that mentality on this issue. I started off by saying this is a political issue. Mr. Noiz may disagree, you guys may disagree. But until we have the people in office that will stand with common sense gun control, this is going to continue to happen. We can't stop the crazies tomorrow, y'all. We can't stop them. Crazy people exist. Mentally ill exists. Retards exist. Can't do nothing about that. But they have no business with guns. The truth of the matter is we have too many guns in the streets of America. And we actually need, I believe this to my heart. We actually need a president that's willing to fall on the sword and lose his administration to fight for common sense gun control.
Yes.
I might lose the election. I might be seen as the biggest piece of shit in history, but I'm gonna get this goddamn gun control.
Yes.
But we have to support them. So who is that person more than likely going to be? A Republican or a Democrat? If we ain't supporting them, it's never going to happen. I'm done.
Wow. Well stated. Well stated. You know, you put me in the mindset of when you said that of Jimmy Carter. You know, Jimmy Carter lost his election, his opportunity to be elected twice, because he refused not to go get those people out of the hostages out of was it Iran? I think it was Iran at the time. He was like, I got to go get them. And it's probably going to cost me the election, but I know I'm doing what's right.
Right.
And he did it, and it absolutely cost him to the election. But history proved that he made the right decision. Sometimes you got, like you said, cuz I think you said it eloquently. Sometimes, man, you got to do what's right because it's right.
So basically, he proved my point when I said fuck both of them.
Yeah. And he also proved my point when I say it's not political. It's just somebody. I just need somebody to stand up and have some fucking courage.
We need somebody to stand up,
right.
whoever the hell you are,
right,
and do what's right.
Right. So, anyway,
thank you, good.
One more thing.
Go ahead.
Politicians get their power from the people.
Yes.
And if we're wishy-washy with our support of them, they are powerless.
And cuz I know we're tired. Let me say this, because you open up this door, so I gotta say it. Listen, people, and black people especially, I know we're tired. I know we're frustrated. I know we are fatigued as it relates to politics. But now is not the time to give up on it.
Give up, you lose.
Huh?
You give up, you lose.
Yeah. Because it will. If you think it won't get worse.
They've already shown us what they care about.
Yeah.
I'm done.
We you know what? So much to talk about on this show. So much to, we gotta. We'll figure out Thursday. Y'all come back Thursday. You know we have a show tomorrow night, not related to any of this. It's a sports show. We're gonna try to hopefully lighten the mood a little bit tomorrow, but we'll be back on Thursday to wrap up the week, and then we'll, y'all know what it is. I don't have to explain to you. Again, our thoughts and prayers are with Uvalde tonight. Y'all have a good one.
We're talking noise. Talking noise. We're talking noise. Talking noise.